Cognitive Science and Autism, research conducted by Rene George. The focus of this research paper was to explore the possibility of applying different framework and principles of cognitive science to provide a better quality of life for individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder is a complex neurodevelopment condition that affects an individual's social communication ability and displays behavior that are repeated or have limited interest. In most cases, symptoms don't even show up until they are 12 months old, and sometimes it takes up to 24 months to see any symptoms at all. So the research question that this paper mainly aims to address are: what genetic factors contribute to cognitive differences in autism? And how do environmental influences impact the developmental years of a child diagnosed with autism? Are there any principles from cognitive theories that can be used to help structure teaching and provide treatment environments to help improve the processing capacity of autistic individuals? How can principles from cognitive science be applied to design intervention at the individual and the community level to reduce social stigma and stereotypical thinking about autism? The experiment designed to address these research questions involved multiple approaches. The first approach was to conduct an extensive literature review involving about 25 research papers to collect and analyze the existing research findings for the areas of research. The next phase of the experiment design involved designing and conducting a survey targeting autistic individual caretakers and special education teachers who are closely involved with the day-to-day activities of autistic individuals. The purpose of the survey was to gather information and analyze the data to understand the causes, cognitive framework, and principles that can be used to improve the processing capacity of individuals so they can have a better quality of life. The next phase of the experiment involved gathering and analyzing data available on social media. The goal of the research is to identify the strides and progress that have been made to address autism regarding treatment options that are available to an autistic individual to lead a quality life. The results gathered from the experiment can be categorized into genetic influence, environmental influence, cognitive theories and framework that are being used, and social stigma. Some interesting numbers on each of these categories: genetic influence, 15% reported that they have a distant relative who has been diagnosed with autism. 10% said they did not have any complication during pregnancy and did not have any family member who have been diagnosed with autism. From an environmental influence perspective, some interesting numbers: 40% reported that the age at which the test was performed was between 6 and 8 years old. About 10% of them had not undergone any preliminary cognitive test. 65% of the respondents reported social interaction, communication, and reading social cue challenges. Some of the cognitive theory and framework interesting numbers are: 35% reported experiencing mood-related challenges and confirmed they have used cognitive behavior theory to help with improving the processing capability. 18% reported they have used executive function theory. 14% used structured teaching to improve processing capability. Some interesting numbers around social stigma: 10% reported that they do not have any association and they gather information from school and online resources. 35% had an association with autistic individual. 3% have never had any association with autistic individuals. In the next phase, gathered some social media data by joining some autistic groups on Instagram and Facebook and trying to reach out to some of the caregivers and reading through the different posts on their challenges and the triumphs that they face on a day-to-day basis. There was not much data that could be gathered for the factors that cause autism disorder on social media. However, multiple treatment options were discussed among the members, and they also talk about the success that they have had with some of these treatment options and how it has improved the quality of life of the autistic individuals. Some of the most popular treatment options that are discussed on some of these groups were evidence-based practices like applied behavior analysis and cognitive behavioral therapy. The purpose of the project was to understand the causes of autism spectrum disorder and different cognitive principles and frameworks that can be used as treatment options for autism. Autism cannot be completely cured, but cognitive framework and principles can be used to develop treatments that help autistic individuals lead an independent and quality life. The project also looked at the social stigma surrounding autism spectrum disorder and how it can impact the life of autistic individuals as well as their caregivers. Thank you.